Did you know you can literally control another sim using Voodoo doll in a Sims 4? Yeah, you can bind it to them and mess with them however you want. And the second I found out, I thought there has to be someone behind this. So I built a Voodoo shack owned by a Voodoo priestess who lives completely off the grid, far away from everyone else. This is where she performs her rituals, controls other sims, and keeps all of her secrets hidden. The entire place is packed with clutter, talismans, and strange objects, so it feels like every single corner has a purpose. And with that said, let's hop into the build! Starting off with the base of the build, I already knew I didn't want this to feel like a normal, easily accessible home. That's why I placed the entire shack on stilts, because I always imagined this surrounded by a swan water, making it harder to reach and a bit more isolated from the rest of the world. You could even imagine that there's some kind of curse on the water, or maybe even on the boat you'd need to get there. The house itself is actually very simple. It's just a square shaped with one main room that's going to hold everything the priestess needs. For the exterior, I used wood from Island Living because it has that really worn down, weathered look, like it's been sitting there for years. The roof is base game, but it really has that slightly mossy texture, and then I used some of the life and that effects to make it look more broken and aged, almost like parts of it are falling apart. Inside then, the layout is very simple, so I started firstly with the items which I knew you would need if you would want to play with the sim here. I started firstly with the bed from Adventure Awaits, but I didn't want to have extra peg, then I put there a bed from the cats and dogs. I again didn't want to have an extra peg, so I ended up with having the normal base game bed, and I think it was actually fitting here very nicely. Next one, I wanted to have a place completely off the grid, so you will see plenty of lanterns, plenty of candles, illuminating the space in the night. It looks so creepy. I've placed wooden furniture all around, and then in the middle I placed a rounded table for the witches' seances. The table had to be rounded, allowing the energy and the spirits to circulate continuously without being blocked by the harsh corners. At least this is how I understood the voodoo magic. Next one, I started to create a kitchen because for your sims and for the gameplay you will need one. I didn't place an oven there, but in the back porch there is a cooking pit where you can cook. It didn't feel right to have the oven here since it's a voodoo house off the grid, it felt wrong. And then I started to clutter the space a bunch. To us, normal people, this might look like everyday clutter, but for the priestess this is highly organized, intentional collection of sacred tools. It allows the spirits to come, to communicate or to stay. I've placed there plenty of charms, feathers, bones, spooky items, a dead frog, because in my mind when she will do some kind of potion she will need all those items. Then I placed there this tent, this card reading tent, for her to be able to read the cards. Everything what I've seen in the voodoo shop, since I don't know any voodoo witch in my real life. The lanterns on the wall are from the Cottage Living, which I think gave the space a little spooky vibe. And then I went into a debug section and found the lanterns, which I then placed on the ceiling. Actually, in live mode, it also looks so good that it's just hanging there. Let me know in the comments what is your opinion. For the hygiene need of the sim, I also placed a shower outside so your sim can actually fill them. And then I placed these hanging clothes, which she washes herself. I don't know where, probably in the pond. And I don't know why I said pond, because if I imagine pond, I see something very cute, cottage-like, ducks swimming around. Here is going to be a swamp, so it's not gonna be cute, it's going to be disgusting, so you should not even want to enter her place. There is also, as you see, a boat to get there. Your sim can actually get there through because the pond is not so deep, but in my mind there is some curse on it, either in the pond or on the boat itself, or maybe across the whole thing. However you will play, if you will play with this, leave a comment, I would be very curious. And of course there is not going to be a voodoo without an altar, so I placed one here. In my mind this is where she's taking her voodoo doll and perform whatever is necessary. And with that we are slowly heading towards the tours. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. You can also download the shack off the gallery under my name, or you can download the High Priestess. I will link the name of the creator in the description below. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of the day and see you next time. Bye bye!